What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start. People will check in, and I'll let them in. Tonight today we're going to really talk about uh, between two worlds, between this world and the next world. Kind of give you aspects of how to connect. So we'll go over some aspects I've said before, but we'll keep connected to some newer ones, some newer aspects of the vibration. So we're going to go into that also. So I want to kind of connect to both worlds and connect to that vibration. So when we talk today, we're going to talk about something I found in a large, nice book I've had from the 1800s. And what people would do in the 1800s is they would, whether they were sat with their meditation chair or they would sit with their vibration. And this would have probably been in the 20s when this book came out, when this guy wrote the book, 1920s. But the book would have allowed people to sit, to keep your to keep you ungrounded from the earth plane, to have like a rubber mat with your feet on the rubber mat. In the book, it says that we should kind of put a rubber disc around the chair, the legs of the chair, so that's not connected to the earth plane either, to the gravity pull. So a lot of it is, a lot of the vibration is allowing yourself to keep all the energy that you can manifest within your being without draining it into the earth plane, into the gravitational pull of the earth plane. So people sit on rubber mats. What I have in my seance room is I have a rubber mat that goes through the space that I have for my cabinet, which my cabinet is my place where I go in. And I sit in this smaller space to communicate with spirit. So it allows me to build the energy quicker, faster with the spirit world from that smaller location. And that's just from dropping a curtain across the corner of the room. Works better if when you're sitting. Now, I've said before, now you sit to meditate the direction that you feel comfortable with. And I feel like I have that thing that I sent out to people that have been part of this. I still have it if you need it. According to your birthday, where to sit to meditate, where to face. But to communicate with spirit, they said in this book to face north, to face north. Put the room or the cabinet or the vibration in the north corner of the room. North corner. Face the chair so you're facing north. Due north. So I haven't been doing that. I've been doing my regular meditation the way I've been doing it for years. I've been just facing the way my birthday tells me I should face. So I started doing this with this, and it's starting to work very nicely. And by putting the right on the wall in front of you, a small mirror. You don't have to use large mirror, but a small mirror on the wall in front of you as you sit. Lights, different faces, different vibrations will appear in the mirror. It's called mirror gazing, but while you have in your seance room, spirit will use it to allow the force to come through. But when you're standing on these rubber mats, when you're standing on the rubber mats, or you're sitting on them, it allows you to keep all that energy within your being. You're allowed to raise the vibration to the spirit world quicker. That improves lights in the room, different things, that vibration. What we're trying to do on the earth plane is trying to make that pure connection to spirit, that pure connection to them, that connection that we go, got it. And this might work for you. It might work. I've started using it. I've always used the rubber mats. I've always put them under my feet to stop the energy from going deep down into the earth plane. So I just done that. So I wanted to see if I can, I'm trying to see if I can find that in the book. I was going to read it to you. I was going to kind of put that in the vibration in the book. So I think it's here. Arranging the cabinet for the first setting. I'm going to read this real quick. I'm going to put this in the book. The spirit cabinet for beginners in connection with the arrangement of your table and chairs. So Table is for tipping or allowing the spirit to work through the table. Table should be of wood or something in that vibration. And in order to enable you to advance more rapidly in development of your mediumship. So we want to connect to spirit. So I will now give you the instructions, which have proved to be one of the greatest assistants to those inclined to clairvoyance. Select a convenient corner in your room, preferably north. I didn't know that. So I placed my cabinet now in the north part of my room. There, arrange a cabinet, which can be done by simply stretching a wire or rope across the corner from wall to wall and 7 feet from the floor. Then get your yards of ordinary black material, divide in equal parts, and hang each part over the wire in a curtain effect. An insulated chair should also be placed in the cabinet in case you should desire to place someone wherewith. So you're going to be in the cabinet. So insulated chair. Hang a small mirror in the cabinet upon the wall facing the opening of the curtains. Arrange a table and chair upon which you will sit directly in front of the mirror. What you will do is you will sit directly in front of it in the north corner, and you will sit there right in front of the mirror. Any light entering the room, try to arrange it so to prevent any rays striking the mirror. You don't want lights directly into the mirror. Darkness is necessary for various but simple reasons we find very often when spirits materialize, especially for the beginners. They are strangely or shadows and also very light. Therefore, the darkness sets as a black background, to the spirit going in there. So I thought that was kind of really cool that when they said here about the one thing, the sensation you are liable to experience while sitting at the table would be from electricity passing through your entire body. So what you want to do is you want to sit with this, and probably it's more of sitting with the vibration. So when you on a rubber mat, so I kind of noticed that when people do yoga or they do exercises or they bring their rubber mat with them. They bring a rubber mat with them to sit on. So when I was reading this and understanding this, and I'll hold up the book, it's called Development of Divine Mediumship, and it's Healing, Divine Healing. And it's written by T.A. White. I haven't been able to find the book online, but so I want to just make sure that you guys see it. That way it's on here because it has a lot of stuff about mirror gazing, how to do laying on of hands, how to do therapeutics, mental healing, all kinds of stuff in this book, which I think is really kind of awesome because it gives you a lot of stuff within the vibration to allow you to move forward with your mediumship. What I want to do is see, when I set up my room, when I've always set up a cabinet, as I said before, when I've set up a cabinet to attract spirits, I've always placed my chair and placed my feet on a rubber mat. I've used doormats. I just put a rubber doormat underneath your feet. Now, I've said before, now when you do yoga or you do other places, you go somewhere where you take your mat with you. You sit on the mat, you meditate on the mat. So it's kind of comes to that vibration. And when you put yourself in a smaller space, because here on the earth plane, what we're trying to do on the earth plane is make that communication with the spirit world, allowing spirit to work with us. So as we work with spirit, as we connect to them at a higher sense of consciousness, we allow ourselves to bring ourselves to that level. And that's all through concentration of breath. If I have to beat my students as much as I do about anything else that they do with their mediumship, is to breathe. Is to consciously know how you breathe. And that's just this constant working at, you drive a car, you sit somewhere, just breathe without really thinking about it and count normally how you breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Do you breathe in for 7? Hold it for 4. Breathe out for 6. How do you breathe? What you're trying to do is trying to figure out how you breathe. So when spirit appears, lights appear, things appear in the room around you, you do not get thrown off base because you have already practiced that rhythm of breath, that rhythm of breathing. See, because it was usually when people see spirit and they appear for the first time, they'll go, and it knocks the vibration out. Then you have to breathe again to get back to that level of where spirit is, where that vibration is. You are getting back to that situation of breath, that situation of connection. You have to see, on the spirit world, there are all these vibrations of these connections, this connection to spirit. There are the temples. There are places where the mediums and the intuitives work. There are halls over there where people are sent out to help others and service. There are protectors. There are places where people go to protect others. They put their life, their connection on hold as they protect the earth plane. They protect others. So there are these many places throughout that vibration on the spirit world. So when we learn how to communicate with spirit, it's not that communication, it's communication with our higher self, our higher vibration, but it also is a communication to that space in the spirit world. Where we came from, we will go back to. We don't go to a different vibration because remember, the people that are on the other side have lit that candle for you. You're going to go back and tell your story. That could be the review of your life, review of the vibration, that you get a review of your life. You go back to tell your story to that group, to that vibration, to that group, to that connection of that group. That connection of that vibration of that group, because the vibration with you is that connection of the group, that connection to you. So then once that group is done and you've finished your storytelling when you're there, then you move, if you've moved to higher ground. Sometimes we don't make it back to the group right away. Sometimes we've decided that we needed to suffer a little bit from this earth plane. So we go somewhere where angels and people minister to us. They guide us, they help us, they encourage us to move closer and closer to the light so that we can speak to the group. The group is waiting for us. They're waiting for us to realize that we can just move to that group. When I was working in a nursing home, I had a lady that was a Jehovah's Witness, and she would tell me that she knew I was a medium, but she would tell me that she had to work her way into heaven. Work. There's no just going into heaven, had to work into heaven. And I told her, I said, when I touched base with her when she had moved into a coma, I found her sitting in a fire bush, like a bush with thorns on it. And she had this little pair of clippers, and she was clipping her way through this bush. But there was a clear path from the booth to where she needed to be. And she said, oh, no, I cannot take that path. That is too easy. I have to take this path. I have to work my way into there. So it's where our thoughts, our vibrations are when we leave this earth plane. That's why I like telling people when I give them readings, you've done nothing wrong, nothing, zero. Because most of the situations in our life have been life lessons for others, or life people have caused us life lessons. Sometimes they have nothing to do with us. We just happen to be on that train with these individuals that we have to help them to achieve their life lessons, to move further in their life involvement. And then we hold on to it for the rest of our lives going, oh my God, this was awful. No, it was a moment, a vibration within your life that gets you to where you needed to be, or to get somebody else there. If you don't understand what's going on in life, just ask you guys, is there something I need to learn from this? Is there something I need to incorporate with my being from this situation? And then watch what arrives in your life. All symbols have different meanings. In this book that I showed, they have different meanings of different symbols. I guess they work, but I always explain to people symbols are exactly what they mean to you. That they said a white feather, a tip of a white feather means evil or danger. I don't like that. I don't. We're not going to danger. I see a tip of a white feather. I assume that I'm looking at an eagle or something in that vibration. I'm looking at the tail feather or something of an eagle. So I assume that I'm going to fly. I'm going to accomplish whatever I want, not some kind of danger coming down the road, because that's when we get our minds in the vibration, our click here, that stop us from that communication to the other side, is we get afraid. I have people that won't want to speak to spirit. Oh, they want to communicate, but they don't want to see spirit. Well, they don't want spirit to arrive. Well, no, I don't want to see spirit. I want them to talk to me. I want to see them. And then they complain later when they say, well, I can't see them. Like, well, you told them you didn't want to see them. You told them that you did not want to see them. Now you want to see them. So that makes it awful hard to try to open that door once you've slammed it shut. Same thing with all the times when we teach mediumship, we teach this communication. It's believing that you can. You have that vibration within you to achieve whatever you want, not limit it to something in that vibration, because once you start to limit your communication, then you don't get a chance to move forward. You don't get a chance to say, all right, I'd like to do that now. And your guys go, no. You see this contract you signed? You said no. Then we have to try to go back and renegotiate. Sometimes your spirit guides do not renegotiate comfortable. So it could take you years to eventually get you to where you need to be. That's what happens to kids that are told, don't talk to your imaginary friends. That is evil. Don't talk to them. They'll come get you. They'll come take you away. You don't start talking to people that aren't there. It's all over. And then we start to not talk to them. We start to let them go somewhere else. And then when we get older, we'd like to talk to them. We really would like to communicate now. And it makes it harder for us to try to communicate. That's why the rubber mat. That's why sitting on a rubber mat or having a chair that sits on a rubber mat, keep your feet on the rubber mat. The book says to face north. I know I have that thing with your birthday, meditate where your birthday is, but this says for you to communicate with spirit, face north. So I've been doing that, and I've got a lot of lights, got all kinds of stuff going on in my cabinet. So I think it's working. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it's working. I'm getting a lot more stuff happening really quick within the vibration. So I'm going to keep trying it, but I thought I'd share with you because I got this book and I got this book and I said, oh, it's got information. I like the information. Because if it can help us get there sooner than later, then it'll be awesome. So it gives us a little tool to get us there quicker. It's like in the day we used to have to take the screwdriver, unscrew the things by hand. And then when they had the electric screwdriver, oh my God, this is heaven. Now, we're not sitting here all day trying to unscrew all these screws. We can just use the electric. And that's the same thing with this mediumship, using the tools to get yourself there quicker. If you sit in your north and all lights start appearing and this really works for you, awesome. I use it, awesome. Is how it fits you. I can only give you these tools that I find in these books, these different things, and different teachers that I go and learn with. And you have to realize that that is a key of how to communicate with spirit. It's still the spirit box. I know people have spirit boxes. They have these little boxes that go through all the channels and you can hear voices. My spirit box is just a cigar box with a piece of the paper in it and small little pencils. I close the box and I put it somewhere in my meditative space. That spirit box, if spirit's going to talk to me, they're going to write on those cards that are in that box. They're going to give me information. And every day I can go to that box. There's a little bit of writing. It's not large. It's not like there's this massive, large amount of writing, but they are writing in there. You can see letters appearing on the paper. So I'm giving them the opportunity to talk to me that way. But that communication with the spirit world, when I talk to Lucerne, Lucerne is in the spirit world. And when he comes and speaks with me, I get knowledge from that world. We all walk a path. There are 1,000 paths to the eventual 1,000 paths. So we have to pick the path that is ours, our vibration. Sure, we'll meet people on the path, people that have probably the same ideas we do, are walking with us on that path, but not everyone will follow you on the path. I learned that when I was in spiritualism. Most of the people that I knew, I am non-sagrada now, I'm non-sagrada. I used to work a lot with Christianity and go on Bible stuff and do all kinds of things in Christian churches. That's not going to happen anymore. Let me tell you, they're not going to invite me to home. So that kind of changed. Those people changed. They aren't following me on my path, but other people have joined me on the path, on the way I'm going now. And maybe we're on the path, maybe really not for us. Maybe subconsciously we know the path. We already know it. But we were sent here to pull others with us. Not really to address our path, because we already knew that that was our path. We just knew that at points in our life, we were there to help and encourage others to walk that path. So you might be on a path and not be extremely like, oh my God, this is not exactly what I wanted. But you could always trade up. You could always tweak it. You could always move it a little bit. Talk to your guides. Tell them that you're unhappy. When I do mediumship, I'm not here to, so the spirit comes in and slaps me, does stuff to me. Well, it doesn't work for me. So that means that I have to explain to them that doesn't work. I don't like that. Stop it. And they understand that I've said stop, and they'll stop it. Tell them how to bring it in. I said, find some other way to bring it in and show me that is how you're bringing it in. But there's no bodily hurt here. There's no stuff here that disrupts me. And they'll go back and they'll bring something to bring it in a different way. So then I learn. I put that in my psychic vocabulary. And then I've learned. I put that in my vocabulary. The only reason good mediums are good mediums is we have set the psychic vocabulary. We know what things mean. When all these things appear in front of us, I don't have to question and go, what's that mean? What's that mean? What's that mean? I know what they mean. So I can tell a story. I already know what they mean. I know everything they bring in front of me. I know what it means. So I just tell the story of how I think or what they would like you to know from that story that they're trying to show me. Think of your life right now as you're reading Jack and the Beanstalk. You have a whole understanding of how Jack went up the Mount Beanstalk, everything. But spirit is in the spirit world, and they don't have a book with pictures. So they're trying to explain it to you from the spirit world. So they're going to send you what they think it should be. And you have to interpret it from those symbols. So when we try to say, oh, somebody said it meant this, does it mean that? Does it fit that vibration to you? Not because a book on the shelf said red meant this. Maybe red means something totally different. If I see red in your vibration, I'm probably going to think an ant. You go, why would you think an ant, Lou? An ant, I would think of my Aunt Lily. She used to hand out these little red poppies all the time. If you didn't get bombarded with these red poppies, you were not near her. So when I see red, all I feel in my vibration are those red poppies. I think of an ant. So then I would tell you that your aunt is here. I have an aunt here that wants to speak to you because I've got red poppies. See, it's what they bring forth to you, what they bring to you from the spirit world. See, we're here and we have that communication situation to them, but they have to not lower they don't lower their vibration all the way to get to you. They will lower somewhat, but you have to raise yours to get to them. I call it the river. I call it the river of spirit. It's because when we raise our vibration, we're like in the flow. We're in the river. When we don't breathe, we don't understand, we don't breathe. What happens is we drop out of the river. We're back on shore. Now we have to paddle the boat back out into the center of the river to get back in the flow. As long as you breathe and you keep breathing and you keep that flow going, you stay within the flow. Stay there. You stay within that flow of spirit. So when you're learning how to do this, that communication, and a lot of times it's like subconsciously, it's like you're sleeping and you wake up and go, ooh. And it gives you this dream, this connection, this vibration that you were actually there. Those are dreams you look at because they could happen in your physical life. That something from that dream could appear in your physical walk. Your guides showed you it in a dream because that's how they could get you the information. But when you wake up and you're on your journey in this lifetime, does it appear? Do you see it? Do you see that vibration? See, the question here is we question a lot. We question a lot. You should always discern spirits. You should always talk to them through your mind. Talk to them, discern them. There are lower level spirits. So I'm not a medium who says, oh, everybody over there is just beautiful and they're wonderful and they got wings. They're just go. No, they're lower level spirits. And they would love to speak to you. So they would love to be part of your communication. So you have to discern that because you don't want them talking through you. You don't want them working through you. So you discern them. You ask them questions about the vibration or the information that comes through you weighs out. It works. If it doesn't work, doesn't fall into place, they don't know, oh my God, then that is not the spirit to talk to. You just send them away. Say, no, you're not one I should talk to. You're not the person I should be near because your information is not true. It doesn't weigh out to be true. If I gave you a reading and every single thing about the reading was awful, you go, that was awful. I probably wouldn't work. I wouldn't work with that guide again. I wouldn't work with them again if they did not bring through the information that you needed to communicate with you for the things that you need in your vibration. Mediums are just a conduit that brings through that information. We see it on a screen. We try to make sense of all of it, and we try to give it to you in sensible situation. But when I teach a class, and if I see a bird, a squirrel, and a rabbit, and I look at you and I go, I see a bird here. Can't tell what the bird is. Squirrel ran up a tree, and that rabbit is over in the bushes. God bless you. You're going to look at me and go, that's crazy. What the heck was that? What's that have to do with me? But the squirrel, the bird, and the rabbit, how they appear in the vibration gives me a way to tell the story without, and you look at it and go, oh, that's just perfect for me. I just saw a squirrel, rabbit, and bird. I didn't see anything else. But through the story, you got the message that they were trying to convey to me. When we travel on the spirit side of life, when we travel in the other worlds, we have plenty of worlds on the other side to travel in because Lucerne has taken me to quite a few of them. We have plenty of worlds to travel in on the spirit side of life. So the question is when we travel at night, which we will, tonight, when you go to sleep, you will travel. You take a nap in your chair today, you will probably travel. We travel. We might not remember exactly what train or where we got on the train, but we will travel. So you should always ask your guides to allow you to remember you're traveling. Remember where you're going. Where have your guides taken you at that vibration? And does it appear repetitiously through the vibration? If you see a staircase in a dream, then the next day you have another dream. It's another staircase, but it's a different staircase. Then you get a staircase again. You go, okay, guys, there's a message here. Staircase. Figure out what the staircase means to you. What does it mean to you? What is the staircase going up? Is it going down? Is it broken? Does it need repair? What is going on with the staircase? that you were seeing. That's the information. It's not the staircase, precise the staircase. What is the information? When I take you on a meditation and I give you a meditation, I tell you to go to a door. I don't tell you what the door is. Don't even, I don't even want you to find out if you even have a door. Just want you to go. Then whatever door you see, you might not even see a door, screen door, wood door, glass door. You might not even have a wall or a door or anything, but it's what you see is to conduce it to what your guides you're looking at. That's what I tell people when you're looking to deal with spirit or working with this vibration, then get yourself a tape, get yourself a recorder, play some music in the background. There's nice music on YouTube. Play some music and talk to yourself. Let's take a walk, take a breath, breathe, talk to yourself. Take yourself on your own little personal journey. During the meditation, you will listen to yourself. You might not listen to the person doing the meditation, but you will listen to yourself. You'll listen to you. So tell yourself these little tidbits that during the meditation that you would like yourself to do, because you will listen to yourself. A lot of people get guided meditation and say, well, I didn't follow them. I don't like them. Make something for yourself. It just speeds it up. It just speeds it up a little quicker. It allows you to move to that vibration instead of telling somebody else here. There's probably people in your life that would love to tell you where to go. Probably. So you're not going to listen to them, but you will listen to yourself of where you feel like you need to be. So talk to them. If you need healing, you need mediumship, you need career, whatever you need, ask your guides to take you there, to that vibration, to that connection in the spirit world. There are halls in the spirit world. There's nothing but healers. There are halls in the spirit world, just not an angelic presence and angels. There are halls there, just mediums and psychics and people working with others here on the earth plane to bring through the information, to bring through the connection to the spirit world. There are all these schools and different things on the other side that people are sitting there working. When I do a seance and I work in my spot, when you work in your spot or I work in my spot, in my cabinet, my spot, there is somebody from the spirit world that has set up behind you. They are just in a different room. They are just in a different room, a different vibration in your life. That's why they are personally there. They're just in a different room. Same kind of room, it just could be different things they're using, different things they're putting together, but they are sitting behind you. That's why it's so, I think, the way I've been doing mediumship my life is the time to talk to them. This book tells me that I should meditate 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 8 to 10, 2 hours, 3 days a week. Well, I haven't been able to get to that time period because I just do it as long as I feel comfortable sitting. And I felt that that works the best for mediumship, the best to connect to spirit, as long as you sit, as long as you feel comfortable sitting. Not because somebody in a book said you've got to sit 2 hours. It's not the hours that you sit, but the time you made the commitment to sit. So if I commit to sit at 10 o'clock at night, my guides expect me to sit at 10 o'clock at night. They have already showed up. They are sitting on the other side and waiting for me to show up in that room. That's why when I have a seance or somebody else that teaches seances and has a seance, when I say the seance starts at 7 o'clock, I will lock the doors. You could be outside screaming, hollering, doing whatever you want, but I will not let you in. The appointment was set at 7, and I keep the appointment with spirit. So if somebody's ever locked you out of a seance, that is probably why, because it starts at a given time. I protect the vibration. And when you work in the vibration, when you sit down in your space with your cabinet, your vibration, your connection to where you are, sit quietly and ask, Are there any spirit loved ones or friends here to speak to me tonight? Say any prayer you want. There's different prayers you can say, you can put in motion, but say a prayer. Say a prayer to open the circle, open your vibration, open your connection to the spirit world. Ask if there are spirit loved ones here to speak to you. Then, when you get ready to close the circle, thank your guides for showing up. Do a closing prayer of that vibration and then close the circle. That shows respect to the people that have showed up to help you, and you thanking them for showing up, for being there with you, for connecting to you. The spirit doesn't just show up just to show themselves. They show up because you've made the commitment to speak to them. That is the question with mediumship. Is there's always this commitment. I don't think in my life I'm going to make buckets of money. I'm never looking for prosperity and money from this business. Never am. It is more of a job, a career, a vibration in service. Maybe I get a lot more out of it than most people because when I connect to spirit, or I go into meditation, or I go into trance with the CERN, I get a lot of information from the spirit side of life, a lot. So that connects to me and it helps me in my spiritual growth and my higher self to move me further down the path. And that's what the mediumship, connection to spirit, does for you. You might not see it right away, but once you start to connect to this vibration and they start to show up, you get a little skip in your walk. Your gait gets a little quicker. Start moving a little faster because you saw something. And there's no way in the world that anybody in the world can explain it away. You saw it. When my father's wedding band fell out of a trumpet, a metal trumpet, in the middle of a seance that I had cremated with him, nobody could tell me how that ring got in that trumpet because it had been cremated with him and we had already had the funeral. So there's a reason why that ring showed up and was warm to the touch. When spirit appears in the room, speaks to me from the spirit side of life, and you can see through them. Wasn't somebody standing up in the middle of the room, sneaking out in the dark, dressing up like a spirit? No, this person you could see through. You could see through the ectoplasm. You could see the face, you could see the vibration, but you could see through them as they were speaking to the group. So there are things that you will be able to see in the vibration, especially in your own personal cabinet. Maybe people won't believe you that, oh my God, you should have saw what happened. But you personally will never forget it. You will never forget what happens when you make that pure connection to the spirit world. You don't forget it. It doesn't leave you, doesn't move somewhere else. It is that connection that you make that nobody can explain how that happened, how it worked, how it appeared, but it did. When people first experience table tipping with me, they think there's strings, there's chords, there's different things moving the table. And when they finally get a spirit, when they get a spirit on the table, then they can feel their father, their mother, or their child who has passed a spirit. And they feel the energy and they smell them around the table. And they can hear them speaking through the table. They never forget that moment, that vibration throughout the rest of their life, that their kid, their loved one, their vibration was not there. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that pure connection. And sure, we're not going to get it overnight. We're not going to rush this in the vibration. But when you make the effort, when you start that movement forward here on the earth plane, in this realm, in this vibration, between two worlds, our higher self is connected to the spirit world and to this world. So part of us is there already, and part of us is here. So all we're doing is straightening the connection that we can have that view of the other side, and the other side can have a stronger view of what's going on with you. So they can help you. They can encourage you and help you on your path. That's through everything in your life, every vibration within your life. So when Lucerne says, I come to help you, I come to work with you, I come to be part of the vibration, I come to be connected to your auric field, I come to be part of this vibration. See, we have to realize that everything in our lives is a purpose. Everything. It doesn't matter what you do in your life or what you connect to in your life. There's a purpose why it's happening. How it arrives in your life, how it's interpreted, how it's moved forward is up to us. It's how we see it, how we propel it in motion. We could say something to someone that would hurt their feelings, or we could think about it and think of a way differently to say it, but still get our point across. See, it's how we propel ourselves forward on a journey within our life. And that's through just this connection. I've connected to spirit since I've been 4 years old. I've always been connected to spirit. Spirit has always sat with me, talked to me, wandered around my vibration. From 4 to about 8 years old, I had no idea who some of these people were. I had no idea. My mother used to try to help me, and I'd explain who it was. She'd say, oh, that's your uncle. Oh my God, that's your grandmother. Oh my. But some of the people, she couldn't explain who they were. So she explained to me that they were guides, protectors, people from the spirit world assigned to my well-being. And I thought that was kind of cool because at first, when I was a kid, I thought I was King Arthur. I had the round table, all the knights. And these were all my protectors protecting me as I made my journey in this lifetime. So I've always had that intuitive situation in my life, knowing that I had these protectors, these guides, these symbols of spirit working through my vibration constantly for my well-being and for my betterment. Sometimes I yell at them. I explain to them that I don't like that. But sometimes they will let that happen in my life to allow me to learn a lesson from something in the vibration, or to allow me to move forward, maybe to get that skip in my walk, that little faster movement in my vibration, faster movement in my walk. But we have to realize that everything has a purpose. It does. I've learned that throughout my life. When I was a kid, I went through quite a bit of stuff when I was a kid, but my father, people in my life died, went to the spirit world. A little unexpected. I didn't expect it. But through the moving and all this vibration of movement within my life, I met my wife. I probably would have never met her, would have never got to her vibration if these avenues or situations in my life did not happen to maneuver me in that vibration. I got back to Casadega. I was never coming back here. As a kid, I'd had enough of it. But Spirit maneuvered me back here because they needed me here. There's a reason why I had to be here. The reason I had to bring my wife, why I had to meet my wife before I got here. So a lot of things have happened that I've looked back at now, and I go, I know why that happened. But when it's going on, we don't. But as we move forward and we can see it in the rearview mirror, we go, oh, I know what that happened. And remember, when you things happen in your life, might not have been as pleasant as they should have been, talk to your guides then. Talk to your guides as you move past it. You start to see it in the rearview mirror. Explain to them that you don't want to see it that way again. You've experienced it. That was okay, fine, great, awesome. Let's not do that again. Let's experience it a different way. If I have to experience something, that will teach me a lesson. Allow me to experience it differently, without too much hurt, without too much craziness, but still getting me the benefit of going through it and learning from it. See, none of our lives are perfect. They aren't. We've learned that last couple of years. Things have happened, situations have happened in the world, but we know that our lives aren't perfect. Never going to be perfect. But as long as we can get on that part of the road that takes us to where we feel is best for us, as long as we don't hurt people, we don't disrupt people, we don't discourage their vibration, but we follow our true north. Maybe that's why You need to put a cabinet, when you sit in a cabinet, face north. Maybe this book is trying to tell you to find your true north. Maybe that's it. But remember, there are lights you're going to see when you start working in a cabinet or working in a little dark. Don't keep bright lights on in space. Don't keep bright lights and sit with bright lights going all over the place. Sit in a darker space so that spirit lights will appear, speckles of lights. First of all, you're probably going to see speckles of white light showing up in the space, like these bursts of lights showing up in the vibration. That's the first start of spirit trying to communicate. They're going to try to get your attention with red, blue, green, white speckles of lights popping in the movement, in the vibration. Then it's going to get stronger once you keep giving it energy. That's why the mediumship becomes stronger. It becomes a stronger vibration for you once you start to get closer and closer to the vibration of you. I've said here in one of these classes before, it's all about you. It's not about somebody else, not about somebody else's life lessons, somebody else's life encouragement. It's not. It's all about you. Are you happy where you are? Are you content? Do you need to change it? Do you need to redo it? You need to orchestrate it. This communication with spirit allows you to start to work on that for yourself. Telling your spirit guides, I'm not doing that. No, 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 no. Let's don't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Let's connect to it this way. When we moved north to Tennessee, my guide said, you got to go north. I said, whew. So me and Marie, we sold everything, moved outside of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Found the house we really liked it up there. All these people followed us up there. People followed us up there in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Followed us. They're still living up there. But then Spirit said, nope, got to go back to Castaic now. I said, what was that? What was that? Now we're back. It's okay. But the question was, I told them, next time we move, it'll be for me and Marie. It will not be just because we're drawing people there and have to pack up and go again. Questions I want to be, the next place should be for us. People want to join us, great, but the next place should be for me or Marie. Same thing for you. The next move, the next change, the next redirection in your life should be for you. People want to join you on your path. That's awesome. But it should always be for you. Same thing with your mediumship. Don't take every bit of mediumship and take it as gospel. Parts of the mediumships could work for you, but not the whole pill, not the whole vibration. Take what you need from it. You might sit and due north and say, Lewis, didn't quite work in due north, but I started to head off a little bit southwest and it worked a little better. Well, then maybe that's your true north. Find your true north, find your true vibration within your life. I can only tell you that certain things work. Doing your own meditation, connecting to spirit, working with your own meditation works. By putting rubber mats on the floor. All people who do yoga cannot be wrong. Put a rubber mat on the floor to keep your energy within your vibration. So you don't expel so much energy into the earth plane that you don't have enough energy to manifest spirit within the space. So put your chair on a rubber mat. Well, it works well. In my seance corner where I have my seance room, I have those little cushion mats that you snap together like in a kid's room. And I did the whole space in that rubber mat. So no matter where I set the chair, no matter where I set my feet, I'm on a rubber mat. So do that. It works. It just draws the energy quicker and faster for you to communicate to spirit. Set your course with spirit. What do you want to see on the other side? What do you want to communicate with the other side? You want to see loved ones? You want to see where you're going when you get to the other side? Do you want to see your space of residence? Do you want to see your house? When you want to see your home? When I was 17, I died. I think I died I died like 4 or 5 times, but that time it was about 20, 25 minutes. And I was sitting outside this large city. I was talking to my guide, Jeff, and I said, whose city is that? He said, it's yours. I said, ooh, I should go down and look. He said, you can't get into the city, but I can show you the city from up here. That is your city. That is where you will go when you venture here from this earth plane. But you're not allowed to go in the city because you will not be allowed to come out. You can see it from here though. And I sat out there for, I thought was a long time, because I had relatives come up, people come up the hill, talk to me, converse with me. And then I came back into my body here on the earth planes. But I thought it was forever that I was there, sitting there, talking to all these people, but I could not go in the city. So when we allow ourselves to see this stuff, even though I've had out-of-body experiences, I've died 4 to 5 times. I've had these near-death experiences with the spirit world. I've had this firsthand communication with them. I noticed that there are places in the spirit world I can't go. Not allowed to go. My guides will not let me go there. If they know a space in the spirit world is really extremely bad for you, they will not allow you to go. You might beat yourself up, holler, scream, do everything you want in this lifetime. But remember, your guides will not let you go there because they have your highest and best in their vibration. So if you're trying to go somewhere and you're trying to move, you're trying to change your life, you're trying to do all this stuff, and it's just not working, take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath and then talk to your guides. Literally get quiet and speak to them. Allow them to speak to you. Because if you don't, then you get discouraged. I've been in this work so long, teaching people to do mediumship. A lot of people are extremely powerful mediums, but they get discouraged along the way. They stop their work because they expect spirit to do a certain thing and spirit won't do it. But they expect it, but they want them to do it right now. And then they get discouraged and they just stop. Or something appears in a vision or something, the vibration they thought was negative and they don't need to deal with it anymore because it was negative. What if spirit was just chasing things away from you? And that was the vision of something negative in the rearview mirror. Maybe it was not here anymore, but you stopped the communication with spirit. See, spirit does never stop the communication with you. They do not. That communication is constantly throughout your vibration. You might not hear the voices. You might not hear the music from the spirit world, but your higher self is always in constant connection, constant vibration, constant connection with the spirit world. Constant. Your higher vibration is constant. It doesn't stop downloading, putting things in perspective, understanding how you work with spirit. You might go, I don't know how that works out, but your higher self does. And that's through meditation, through connection to the spirit world. You have a stronger connection. People say, well, I just want to deal with spirit. No. What you want to deal with first is your higher self. You want that direct line to your higher self first. Figure out what's been downloaded, what you need to learn, why were you sent here, what is your future commitments that you signed up for. So then you have a purpose of asking your guides and say, all right, I know what the purpose is now. Okay, let's do this. Because if you don't know what your purpose is and you're just floating around on things, it's like my mother, she'd like to go fish. She liked to go fishing. And we'd pull fish up and they'd plop around on the deck. She says, sometimes people are like that, Lou. They're out of water. They're flopping around the deck just trying to get back to the water, but they don't know the water's right there. They just flop around the deck. And sometimes we as individuals just flop around the deck, knowing that the water is just within reach, but we don't go to it. We don't go to what we need to look at. Remember, when you're doing the mediumship, when you're a connection to higher self, when you're wanting to talk to the spirit world, allow spirit to work with you. Allow them to be part of the vibration. Lucerne comes through. He explains to me that he didn't incarnate here, not because maybe Lucerne didn't incarnate here. He didn't like it here. I haven't got that out of him yet, but I think that's what it is. But he incarnated in other dimensions, other places of existence, through other phases of realization into the universe. He has been there. He might not have been here, but that's why he's got Tobias and the rest of this group behind him. They lived on the earth plane. They've been here. They have associated themselves with the earth plane, and he gets information from them if he needs to instruct me on something about the earth plane. And notice Lucerne will have a conference with some people on the other side if I have a connection or something to do here on the earth plane. But you have conferences going on over there. You have board meetings, conferences going on, it's people talking, people explaining themselves, and speak to them. Be very specific. I always like being specific. There's no sense to me. I ask for money. I ask for $1 million. I know that's going to last me the rest of my life. I can invest it. I can do whatever I need to do with it. $1 million. If I have to go be a missionary, got to help people, $1 million. I'm not asking for a bunch. I can get $1 million. I probably got that on the other side. I got more than that on the other side, but I can have that. But you ask for what you personally can accept. If you can't accept $1 million, if you can't accept perfect health, if you can't accept perfect friendships, wonderful people in your life, then maybe you have to readjust that thought with your guides and say, wait a second, these crazy people that you've said to me, I am done. I'm done doing full-blown crazy. Let's do just a little crazy, no full-blown. Let's stop this. Why am I the project manager for this place? Why can't people come and help me on my journey? You can ask for that. Ask for people to enter your life to help you on your journey. Your journey. Not because you need to be this missionary and, oh my God, Lou, I put my shawl on and I'm ready and I've got my traveling hat on and I'm ready to go help the universe. God bless you. But at some point you have to sit down and go, "Ooh, I need some help. I need refreshments. I need stuff." You have to stop for a moment to replenish your being and then to move forward. Until you replenish your being, you'll just wear yourself out. Then you're no good to anybody. You're still good to the spirit because they can still use you to affect other people, but you're not good. You haven't that, you're stopped, you're done, like I'm finished. You're exhausted. Or it just makes you so flighty that no one really listens to you. People just are so, they don't listen. I had a lady the other day, she was just so out there and talking about aliens and creatures living in the grass. I said, I haven't seen them. She goes, you can't because they're green. I don't know. Maybe there are creatures in the green grass. I don't know. But that's not where I'm going. I'm not going looking in the green grass for these green creatures. But she was telling all these people, and people were just not even talking to her, not even conversing with her, because she was too far out there. So I said here with this whole vibration, there are ways to speak to spirit, ways to speak to spirit people. If I see aliens and you have a thing against aliens, and I see them in your vibration, I will tell you there are guides with you. I won't mention aliens, but you will accept the guides. You might not accept the alien master teachers. You might not accept the white brotherhood, the brotherhood of spirit, the guardians of the spiritual. You might not accept them, but you'll expect your gatekeeper, your grandma, your father. You'll accept them, but you won't accept them. But I can bring them through as these other guides that you can personally accept. Then you start making a connection to them. The connection gets stronger, then your attitude about these guides start to change. Now these guides are part of your vibration. Now you're starting to accept them. We don't accept everything at one time. We just accept things as we move down the path. Think of your life right now as a smooth dirt road. There are potholes up ahead of you. Potholes have been filled, some of them, Some of them have not. Your guides start to direct you around the potholes, but they can't stop you from falling into one of them. But they try to give you all the information to skirt around them. Yeah. Drive down a dirt road with your car and you see potholes. What do? You pull over, you try to go real slow, you go around them so it doesn't bang up the car. Same thing with your being, your vibration. You get close to a pothole, you're going to see it coming. You're going to see it maneuvering itself in your vibration. Take your time, maneuver around it, tell your guides what you need, and move past it. Sure, you might get a little tiny little bump, little tiny little vibration on the side of the road, but you're not going to get that great big bang as you fall into it. So it's just the communication with the spirit world. Between both worlds, both worlds here and the spirit world. You can believe in whatever you want. You can believe there are no guides. You can believe there's just your higher self. You can believe in angels. You can believe whatever you want. But have that belief system strong enough that I walked up to you and go, there's no angels. And you go, I believe in angels. He said, no angels. Oh my God. See, then it throws your whole being off. Be strong enough in your commitment to where you are that no matter what happens, the commitment is still strong. I loved it when we went to the hospital the other day with my wife, and they said, what religion are you? I said, spiritualist. And the lady marked, she looked at us and gave us this dirty look. Then she wrote other. She didn't write spiritualist, she wrote other and made a big check mark. I never wrote nothing. When we went to the hospital in Tennessee with my wife, they had to go send and got 3 or 4 people to come see us because I thought we were some kind of strange creatures because we had said spiritualist and they couldn't believe it. They had people from all over the hospital looking through windows and stuff at us like we were some kind of caged animal. And they asked us, are you sure you're a spiritualist? I said, yes, I'm pretty sure. I haven't changed religion because I walked in your front door. So when you walk in somebody's front door, you walk in some vibration in your life. Have your thing with you. Don't say, oh, I'm in this group. I'm going to have to, I got to change to be part of this vibration. I'm not changing. I'm not going to change. I'm going to be who I am. If you allow me in your group, great, awesome. If not, there are other groups that'll talk to me, other groups that'll be part of my vibration. It's your loss. God bless you. I'm going over there. Don't take it to heart because people aren't on your path. They don't want you part of their group because they're on their own little journey. Their journey could have a lot of potholes. Follow your journey. Try to pave the road, fill the potholes, do what you need to do with that. And it should work very well. So when you, but put the rubber mats down or like sit on your or put a yoga mat down in a smaller space, sit. Allow your feet not to touch the floor so you don't drain your energy from your being. Allow yourself to build your energy in that space, build it and get stronger. And pretty soon you're gonna go, oh, this is awesome. And then spirit will keep working with you. They'll keep propelling things in your vibration for you and get you to where you need to be. Hope you enjoyed today. Next week, we'll do it again. And I'll advertise this where I got busy with Marie, but I'll advertise and make sure it's up and running. If you need information, some information about this book, I'm going to make some copies for my class on Friday. I'm going to scan it. If you want some kind of copies of this, how this says the stuff, email me. I'll attach it to your email and send it to you. Because I'm going to make some copies for this from my seance class I'm having Friday. I'm going to make some copies for that. But if you want a copy of it, I'll gladly send it to you so you can read it. Because I read some of it, but there's a lot more to it about how to set it up, how to put things in motion. So if you want a copy of it, I'll be scanning it probably tonight or tomorrow. And if you want it, I'll make sure I can get it to you. And I'll get it to you and you'll go in your email and you can read it and look at it. Because I don't think the book is in published. I tried to find it the other day so people could buy it. And I had that book dealer, he said, I can't find the book. So I don't know where if people can find it or not, but I couldn't find it. So, but I will send you parts of it that will help you to see it. There's a really cool one in here on mirror gazing, on how to do mirror gazing. So really kind of awesome. So we'll get into that in one of these classes, the mirror gazing. But right now, if you need some of this, I will send it to you. It'll come in an email. And if you still haven't got to where to sit by your birthday, tell me, I'll send you that so you can figure out your birthday and which direction to focus when you're sitting. That works not really major. It works a lot with meditation. It also works when you're watching television. Works when you're feeding yourself. Face in that direction as you're putting nourishment into the body. Works that way too. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you.
Louis,
Thank you.
is your Friday night class an open class?
It's open. We're going to be doing transfiguration this week in the seance room. Don't tell everyone.
I don't know. I don't know where the seance room is. I know.
It's in the Colby Temple.
Just go in the front door.
Just go in the front door, come in. We got enough room in there. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to turn the lights down, turn things down. You'll be able to look around the room and you're going to be able to see people's faces change, people jump in, all kinds of stuff happening. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool when people see that. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to teach a little bit more. I'll teach a little bit more from this book Friday too. So it's a little bit more from the book Friday. So I'm going to do a little bit more of that. So, but we're going to go in there, spend an hour, well over an hour in the seance room in the dark with the red light, and so you can see spirit.
Will you have the copies that you were just speaking about with you at that time?
I'll have them with me and I'll have them ready for the class. So if you come to the class, you'll be able to get it.
Is that 7 o'clock?
Yeah, 7 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.